How do you, what's your reaction to this chart, Randy? This is showing here for each brand of EV,
Yeah.
say whether you have a positive, negative, or neutral view of the brand.
Hmm.
Okay. Now this is EV brands.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So who's at the top here? We've got Toyota
At the top, in terms of their people being
right here. They were just added to, it says Toyota was added to this May survey as a result of crossing 2% market share threshold and its partnership with Waymo. Okay, so Toyota is at the top because they just crossed the 2% market share threshold.
I see.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
Anyway, Honda is second, or was at the top by a country mile. Okay, then we have Audi, BMW, and a few other unnamed companies here. That we've got Rivian, and then Lucid, and then VinFast, and then all the way down in the negative below the zero line is Tesla. Again, we're talking about EVs here, not just all cars.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And why does Lucid have such a negative view? Also, I haven't noticed that they haven't been participating in any kind of political discourse.
Hmm. It's very strange.
And does
It's very
VinFast
strange.
and does VinFast have 2% market share? I can't believe that's not true.
Well, yeah, good point.
In fact, Lucid, there's no way Lucid has 2% market share.
Yeah. And Lucid's on the rise. It's kind of the only one that's trending up in this chart.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Now, this is from April to May. It's 2 months, but
Yeah.
so that was kind of weird.
That's pretty weird.
Then we get to this table, EV brand perception, safety. Okay. Toyota. Okay, so what it looks like what they did here is they surveyed people considering buying an EV,
Yeah.
those who were not buying an EV and already own an EV.
Oh, I see.
So they took the considerations from those three categories and came up with the all category there, the first row column of numbers. So a
Right.
Toyota gets 80%, right? Because people that were considering buying an EV believe that Toyota is very safe. And those that own a Toyota or own any EV, I guess, thinks that Toyota is very safe. Right. And even those who are not buying an EV think that Toyota is at the top of the list. It just seems weird to me. Okay, and then we've got, Honda, Nissan, Chevrolet. Go all the way down, second from the bottom, just above VinFast is Tesla.
Yeah. Well, and on already own an EV, which would be well over 50% in the United States, for Tesla to be at, well, 78% is a lot better than their other numbers, but still all these other companies are in the 80s and 90s on people
Yeah.
who own an EV already. Yeah, you're right. It makes no sense. However, if I was Tesla and I gave it any credibility at all, this might cause me to think I need to advertise.
Yeah. This I'm gonna have to do some more digging. None of this
Yeah.
seems anywhere near possibly accurate in my opinion, but yeah. And then we've got, okay, so there's a whole bunch more tables and charts we could look at, but kind of giving you the gist of this here.
Sure.
Let's look at charging infrastructure.
Okay.
Okay. How many people can name charging infrastructure companies? Probably none.
Yeah,
Some,
I would have a hard time, and I do this 10 hours a day.
yeah. I haven't even heard of some of these companies here on the left.
No, I haven't. No, me either.
Okay. So ChargePoint Home Flex Level 2 EV charger gets an interest score of 63.
Wow.
And Tesla's wall connector gets 28. It's the lowest on the list by far. Now, of the currently considering category, it got the highest percentage.
Okay. All right.
In the open to considering, got the lowest. And would never consider, as one of the highest. I would never consider this. So strong bias against Tesla here. But why would these people be open to considering these companies they've never even heard of before? I mean, I guarantee you these 8,000 people have never heard of any of these names.
Never heard of them. Yeah.
Right. And again, we don't know the wording of their questions.
No.
It's just puzzling to me, right? So that was that.
Yep. Yep.
And then home battery storage system models. Okay, consumers who have owned or are considering purchasing a home battery storage system, the Tesla Powerwall is at the bottom of the list.
Wow.
Again, have you heard of all these?
No, I didn't know that there was more. I think 𝐒𝐚𝐿 I've heard of.
Yeah.
I think that might be LG. We know LG. I don't know how many home battery systems they sell, but I think 𝐒𝐚𝐿 might be a serious contender in the US market.
Yeah.
But that's all I would know.
Interesting, isn't it? I would love to understand the methodology behind this a bit deeper, but they don't give me the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's some conclusions. The long haul trends to watch. What is Tesla's time scale? Elon Musk is not out of the limelight, but Tesla isn't out of the doldrums. As we see early evidence that a reputational turnaround for Tesla will take considerable time to materialize, if it ever does. Is that necessary to say that if you were a neutral third party to add that little jab? No. So again, I do not think that this is an unbiased survey
Right.
commissioned either by Toyota, Waymo, or who knows who. If maybe not Waymo, because this sort of takes to task robotaxis. Can robotaxis achieve scale? It says with consumers markedly hesitant towards robotaxi technology, what happens when the rubber meets the road and robotaxi rides become more widely available? That's kind of a nothing question in my opinion, but will Toyota and Waymo get the job done? Toyota's brand reputation is sterling, Randy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Topping most consumer measures, including positive perception of potential self-driving cars. Does Toyota have those?
Yeah.
Well, their partnership with Waymo, will their partnership with Waymo bear fruit, or will it be held back by wider consumer resistance? Do consumers actually want self-driving? Beneath robotaxi reluctance lies limited consumer interest in autonomous vehicles, raising larger questions about cultural norms that may stand in the way of the technology's convenience and safety benefits. This reminds me of the, I'm not sure who said this, but if you ask people what they wanted, in the early 1900s, they would have asked for a faster horse.
Right.
Right? Not the automobile.
Right.
I forget who said that. I'm not sure if it's Henry Ford or somebody, but something along those lines, right? Right. And I think Steve Jobs also has a similar sort of type quote where if you ask people what they want, you wouldn't get what we have today.
Absolutely not. But
Yeah.
it's a little easier. I think people are so familiar with automobiles. It's a little easier to ask them that question and say, "Hey, wouldn't it be great to have a car that drove itself?" And now you might have to set the question up where you would be able to work or play a game or just chat with your friends, actually look them in the eye while you're chatting, text on your machine without being in violation of the law, all these kind of things. You might have to set the question up that way.
Yeah.
Would that be interesting to you as opposed to just a straightforward question, would you like your car to drive itself?
Or a question probably like Elon Musk is a very divisive figure. Do you want to be in his robotaxi kind of thing? Yeah. We don't actually know how they worded the questions. Do you want to be held hostage by Elon Musk in his robotaxi?
What we do know is that Waymo has been taking market share rapidly in every market that it's gone into, taking it away from Uber and Lyft. And that is with an ugly machine that is 40 to 50% more expensive than Uber and Lyft. So it seems as if the public is pretty ready to jump into driverless vehicles.
It does, doesn't it? Yep.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.